Alright, today I'm going to show you guys a new product from Azzuno. This is their MiG 165F. Now this is a first of its kind that I'm aware of. It is an open spool concept. It can hold a 2-pound spool and a 10-pound spool. Here's the door to access the motor to feed your wire. Pretty cool. Keeps it compact, but still allows you to use a 10-pound spool. Now, included with this machine, you get your grounding clamp, your stick stinger. They give you a gas line. This is your MiG gun. Quality is always good with Azzuno. Now this one's a little different how the gas feeds through, and I'll show you that later. Use a manual. There's your nozzle, 2 wheels, 2 clamps, and another tip. They did include a 2-pound spool of flux cord wire. Here is your adapter, 110 to 220. Now with this machine, I would have liked to have seen them include some aluminum wire. That's the deal with this machine. This machine can weld stick, lift TIG, flux 30, flux 35, and if you see right there, your gas MiG and aluminum MiG. So this machine is capable of running aluminum right through the machine. There is no need for a spool gun. Now this unit is 15 inches by 6 inches. It weighs 13 pounds. On the back side you have your gas input, fan, on and off switch. Now again, this is both a 110 and 220. Go ahead and power it up and go over its features, some of the functions it has. So start with the top left. Those 2 lights indicate whether you're plugged into a 110 or 220. This is your synergic feature. So you're going to hold this middle button to turn off the synergic function. And again, with all machines, a lot of them have them these days. The synergic feature basically sets the parameters for you, so it adjusts as you adjust the amperage. It will adjust the voltage or wire speed for you. Simplifies things. And if you want to deal with those yourself, just hold down that middle button. That synergic light turns off, and you can adjust both independently. So right now we're on a CO2 mix, which is your gas MiG. Let's go with that last. So this is your MMA, your stick, lift TIG, flux 30 wire, flux 035, gas MiG, and this one right here is your aluminum function. So yes, this can run aluminum wire without the need of a spool gun. You can run it right through the machine. Of course, you're going to need your gas hooked up. But yeah, that's pretty cool at a machine this size, this weight, portable, run at 65 amps, run aluminum right out of it. That's pretty cool, man. Again, you have the 2T, 4T, which is that whole trigger function. You pull the trigger and release, goes, it stops. Pull the trigger, release, it continues. Pull the trigger, release, it stops. It's a whole difference from the 2T, 4T. Yeah, that's pretty much it. So let's get a gun. Let's get out the MiG gun and put some wire in it, and I'll show you how to feed it. Alright, take off the little nut. Don't lose your spring. This cap comes off. Now again, this can hold a 10-pound spool. So that's a unique feature of a machine this compact, this size. Make sure you run the spool counterclockwise. You want it to feed underneath. There's a hole with a grommet right there where we're going to feed our wire. Open up the door. Let's take out the motor wheel. We want to make sure that we have 0.8 facing out. Got two different size grooves. One's for 30, one's for 0.35. Make sure the 0.8 is facing out. Give it a couple of inches, sticking it up. That'll help us feed that wire into the MIG gun. We're going to tighten it down a little bit, but you don't want to tighten it down too much. You don't want to crush the insulation of the outside of that wire. Get our MIG gun. So on the end of this MIG gun, this is where you're going to attach the wire, feed it right through that hole. It has a little lock on it. This is the power for the trigger. This is how you're going to feed power to the trigger, to the machine. Now this is how you feed gas. Now this is something new that I have not seen yet. And I'm going to just feed the gas just so nothing's in your way. So we have this little push button valve here, and we're just going to slide this clear hose in, push back the blue cap, feed the hose until it locks, make sure that cap pulls out, and there you have it. The gas is locked in place. Let's feed our wire. Give it a nice turn. It's locked in place. Our MIG gun's installed. Let's get this untangled. Now I do want to pull off a nozzle and the tip. You always want to pull off your tip when you feed some wire through. Now as it comes through, that'll get caught on that tip. If you don't, make sure we feed some wire. Okay, so this is new for this machine. Huh. I like that. I'll explain this in a second. Let me finish this run. That's pretty neat. So I held down the trigger for a little while, which told the machine that I was trying to feed wire. So it automatically took over, sped up the wire speed, and I could just release the trigger and it just kept feeding wire until I tapped that trigger again to let it know that it had enough wire in place. So that is pretty cool. It's a handy little feature. Screw our tip down. And we're going to torque it just a little bit, not a lot. Let's take our nozzle, put it in place, and we're going to clip that about a 1/2 inch. Okay, in order to run gas MIG, you want to take the Polarity cord, plug that into the positive. You're going to take your grounding clamp, plug that into the negative. Sure that's tight. And you're good to go. That is the setup for gas MIG. Here's another view of the, sorry. Here's another view of the gas input from the front. So on the back side, you're going to run one into your regulator, one into the input, and that will feed out of that port, and that's what feeds the shielding gas to your MIG gun. Well, I also don't want to leave out duty cycle. So this machine has a 40% duty cycle. So in a 10-minute time period, it can run for 4 minutes. You can weld. It needs 6 minutes to cool, and that's at 160 amps. So I'm going to give you one last look around the outside of this unit. This is the Azzuno MIG 165 door for the motor. Now again, this can hold a 10-pound spool. So a machine at this size capable of holding a 10-pound spool is pretty convenient. And yes, this welds aluminum right from the machine. No spool gun needed. Just hook up your gas and you are ready to go. Right now they have this on Amazon for $209, and I believe there's a coupon available currently. So I would make sure to check those guys out, man. Azzuno, everything included is always quality. Cables, hoses, stinger. I mean, just nothing cheap, man. You always get quality from Azzuno, so make sure you guys check them out. This is their MIG 165F aluminum.